And there we go. All right, welcome everybody to Monster Mash. I am, as always, your host and GM, Jake, BB, Big Brother, whatever you want to call me. And I'm joined today by four friends, four some people that are new here, or at least to the Monster Mash specifically, to help me test out a monster. Now, I am joined by series regular, Shy. Shy, if you'd like to introduce yourself and your character.
Yeah. As always, I'm the not so shy, and this time I'll be playing a fighter, and actually in a place of Decaf, who you'll probably recognize as well. I have dubbed this character by the name of Fang. Nothing too crazy, but they're, I guess, a gladiator kind of build in a way. So they're like a one-handed, freehand kind of fighter.
Excellent. Next up, we have well, you know what, here, we'll call them series irregulars. Vorthas and Dinnerman. Vorthas, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and your character first?
Yeah, sure. So I am playing Claire Spitfire, one of my go-to characters for role-playing games. She is a dragon-blood human gunslinger. And I'm just flavoring the basic slide pistol as her revolver because, let's face it, a slide pistol is a revolver. They just didn't call it that.
Very nice. And then Dinnerman. You have you happen to have a familiar with you.
Yes.
Who we can introduce if you want.
I'm playing a witch, Edelyn St. Ives. I looked at Witch, and if you see right there, this art is by It's Lopez on Instagram. Check it out. It's all adorable. But I'm playing a witch. I looked at the witch. Oh, I just realized that she has a little Santa bag. And I'm going to be the most helpful little witch ever. And then the familiars, cauliflower. I'm probably not going to use them. But
in general, she is very Santa themed.
Yes. But, yeah, witch. And I'm looking forward to it. There she is. Look at those red eyes.
All right, and then joining us for the first time for our test, at least in my memory, is I am Raven. Do you prefer Raven or?
Whichever is easier for you. Okay. I answer to just Raven.
All right. So Raven, who are you playing?
Ever since Howl of the Wild came out, I have just been enthralled by the awakened animal ancestry. So I went with a wolf that is an awakened wolf and an animal instinct named Fenharl because Dragon Age Veilguard's coming up. So,
very cool.
Really interested in the Unga Bunga, so wanted to give all of this a shot. I don't get the chance to be a player that often. I'm usually a DM, so this is all news to me.
Excellent. Well, the four of you have been, five if we're counting the familiar, have been trekking for some time of the day at this point. Some resources have been spent, some hero points have been used up, and you have entered this grand sort of cavern. It's this beautiful map made by Dr. Mapzo, you can find on Patreon. But you are moving along, and you guys can feel free to start exploring the map a little bit, moving yourselves as I'm talking.
Okay, that's the usual.
I found out that Foundry is connected to controllers. You can move this with an Xbox controller.
Really?
No way.
It is very weird. I would not recommend.
I mean,
okay, it doesn't work with my PlayStation controller.
I remember back in the day, one of my buddies had a Dance Dance Revolution for like Matt for his like PS3 or something, whatever it was. But it had all like the buttons and stuff for a PS or for like a PlayStation would have, and so I used it to play a fighting game once, the like Power Rangers fighting game.
Oh, I would not recommend that either.
But,
yeah, I just tried with my controller. It doesn't work. So I think that might be a Windows only thing.
Yeah, mine's on Windows, so that might be.
Yeah, I'm on Linux, so.
But over the past several miles of which you've been traveling, you've noticed circling birds. And as the day has grown hotter and the sun has grown higher, these birds have seemed to draw closer. And as they do, their shape is a little odd. Their shape is a little strange. Almost serpentine, you would say. And suddenly, they begin to dive from the air, heading straight for the party. And as they do, we are going to go ahead and roll for initiative. I'm just going to reveal the things. As they come closer, you can see they are dark-scaled, almost like a mix between a vulture and a serpent.
Yeah, boy.
There's two of them. They look a little like this.
And they look a little something like this.
Ah, nice.
Is this Monster Hunter?
Yes.
You know it.
Back to the basics.
Hey, it's a good set.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Alright.
Kinda
Excluding
literally.
cauliflower from initiative. That seems specious.
What? Cats can't roll initiative? I don't know why I said cats.
Wolves can, yeah, but not cats.
Cats can't roll
Cats.
initiative. Oh, my computer's being silly again. Please.
No.
Please.
As always, I just seem to roll really badly on my initiative roll.
Hey, not that badly, comparatively.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and draw my revolver, part of the 10 paces.
Alright.
Alright, so we're just waiting on Adolin.
There we go. Alright. Now we're cooking with gas.
Alright,
Please.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
these guys are still probably about 30 feet in the air. And Foundry has a little tracker for that, which is super cool.
Awesome.
I mean, I'm more than happy to go later, given that my range is teeth.
That's amazing. I went and added incredible initiative. I'm thinking, all right, I'll go first. I'll get to do all my stuff, and boom. Natural three.
Yeah, I know that feel.
How it goes.
Yep, how it goes. Which means leading this encounter is Fang.
Oh, yeah, she's real ready to hit something 30 feet in the air.
Yeah,
Uh,
throw your sword.
So, yeah, she'll do exactly that. She's going to draw that Kopesh. And I guess...
Kopesh is very
What's
cool.
going on?
I don't really have anything she would do other than to deliberately try and react upon one getting close.
Okay.
So I
you
think
wanna-
what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to prepare two actions or use two actions to prepare a reaction, specifically of if either of them get into range,
Mhm.
not to strike, but to try and grapple,
Oh, interesting. And you have one hand
preventing
free,
them from getting... Mm-hmm.
so that is very, very doable. Well, for my first action, for my first trick, hey, welcome Ocean Boy to the chat. Welcome to the stream. For my first trick,
Hello.
this Southern Remobra is going to spend two actions to, you see, it's sort of like retch. It's you can see like its slender throat, something sort of like moving along it. It retches and it spits out a glob of poison in a 5-foot burst.
Oh, great.
So that's enough to get all of you. Look at that, fancy.
Amazing.
How convenient.
How convenient indeed. So, it spits up this like sort of just this purple splash of fluid, and I forgot to enter in the saves. So if everybody wants to give me a Fortitude save as you are splashed by this fluid. Oh boy.
Well,
So we
do
got-
I want to use the hero point right now?
Everybody failed. Oh my gosh.
Hold on. Not everybody. Come on, cauliflower. Let's go.
Okay, cauliflower succeeded.
You know what? I will just use that hero point because I don't
Okay.
feel like that beating that first roll.
Yep, so go ahead and right click. Ooh. Well, there you go. Not a critical success, but a success, which means. Alright, so Claire, Fang, and Edelin will take 7 points of poison damage, as well as 1d6 persistent poison damage. And Cauliflower and Fen will only take 3 poison damage, and no persistent.
Do I get? So I rolled a 18 at the beginning. Did that count for the extra hero point, or is that was just the one that I had?
That's just the one that you have.
Okay. So I still have. So I still have. I still have.
Oh. No, you only would have one.
Okay. My apologies.
Yep.
About it, the persistent poison damage effect onto myself.
Excellent, thank you. I was gonna have to figure out how to do so myself. Alright, then it is going to make a sort of circling motion, flying and lowering slightly as it does so.
Alrighty.
How much was the damage? A d6?
Yep, d6 persistent. That is all 3 of his actions, which means it is Claire's turn.
Alrighty.
Where did you guys?
10 plus 15 feet. That should be within 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If as far as it is 15 feet away, then it's just 15 feet away.
Yeah. Cool deal. So if that's the case, we'll just open up with a revolver strike.
Okay.
Hold on, this is dumb. It should be loaded already. I don't know what the heck happened now. Oh, it's a boundary thing. This is why I don't like tracking ammunition. Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, I assume it was already loaded.
Yeah, I would assume it was.
Ooh.
A 12 will be a miss. Your shot it rings out, cracks through the air, but goes wide as this thing flaps. Screams at you.
Alright. So I guess I'm trying to remember. Capacity is you reload as an action by basically spinning the barrel.
Yep.
So we do that. So and then last action I'll just make a map strike as one op.
Okay. The first shot goes wide. Claire focuses.
Nope.
Unfortunately, still not able to get this thing.
Yep.
Which brings us to Fen. Oh, and Claire takes 5 poison damage. And then makes a recovery check.
So I will. Oh, I could have used quick tempered to rage and at the beginning of initiative. Oh well. Why be smart? I'm going to rage.
Okay. So you can go ahead and apply that effect to yourself.
And
Some temp HP.
unfortunately, I can't really do much of anything else because they are out of reach. So I will try to demoralize this Remobra over here.
Okay.
Over here.
Go for it. Gotcha. So, do you have Intimidating Glare?
I do.
Alright, then this will be at your full bonus, no penalty for not sharing a language.
Do you have Raging Intimidation?
Oh.
Mhm.
Yep,
You do?
okay.
Alright, good.
Then we're good to go. 14 against its will DC. You know, that is only barely a miss.
Oh well. In that case, for my last action, I'm going to see that. What? Stop. Oh, whatever. So that's 10. So 5. I'll just move over here. Maybe encourage it to try and bite me.
Okay. Alright. It is the other Remobra's turn, and what it is going to do is it is going to make a screeching swoop. So, it's got a nice little fly speed here. So what I think it's going to do is it is going to drop, it's going to descend. And actually, so it's sort of coming, circling down on Fang here, and is actually going for this spot back here. But when it gets to this point, it is at the height where Fang can try to grab it.
Sick. Then I will use my reaction.
Okay. So this thing comes screeching and hissing down at you, and your body tends to suddenly lunge out, trying to snatch it out of the air. Go ahead and give me that check.
Okay. Bonk.
Off by 1.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
So it manages to
Unfortunate.
duck under your arm, and as it flies by, everybody needs to make a will save. And
Now this I'm not so comfortable with.
I did not write this properly, so it also means my Remobra has to make a will save.
Did I not click?
Well,
Okay.
good to know.
And-
Good to know.
It is going to fail. It gets scared by its own... Alright, that's going to have to change. It's going to have to be all non-Remobra creatures.
Oh,
Okay.
No.
Anybody that failed DC 18 is frightened 1. You are otherwise unaffected.
Okay.
I think cauliflower just critically failed.
Mhm.
Too angry to care.
Yep. If Claire managed to make it through. Alright, so I think the Remobra, it could just go for the cat, which would be awful. Very cruel thing for me to do. So I
Kinda
think
funny, though.
instead I'm just going to go for the witch, because you look a bit less, what do I want to say? Less grisly than the fighter.
You're looking mighty Palico-like, buddy.
It's funny. I was
Alright.
thinking in the last couple tests I was in, I was like, my character never really gets attacked or like damaged at all, and then in this one, it just immediately goes straight for me.
Yep. So speaking of which,
I should have thought that.
here come the fangs. Ooh.
Oh, well then.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
Alright, so that is going to be a crit for... Ooh, I have the deadly D10 trait on these fangs.
Awesome.
oh no.
22 points of damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you still up?
Let's find out. Nope.
I never get attacked. Well, let's
Wham.
solve this.
Well, you just got effectively perfectly skipped.
It's funny because I started this off. No one. I didn't say it. I was like, there's something I want to do with this character, and now I will not get the chance to do it, which sucks to suck.
With its second action, it is going to...
Oh my god, that was one action.
Or no, sorry.
Wait,
with
that
its
was
third
all
action.
just-
No, sorry.
Okay.
Third action.
You're done.
It is going to fly back away a little bit. Alright.
This son of a bee.
Round 2. Edelyn
It
gets
would
to...
fly away.
Oh boy, Edelyn is in danger, especially because she has persistent damage going on.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I'm having, especially with this Mac, I'm having parsley flashbacks.
I do want to point out to any of the viewers, any watchers, that this is a moderate encounter. Normally I test on easy encounters, but these creatures are such low level, I wanted to be able to get a good look at them, so I included 2 of them, which led to this being a moderate encounter. So Fang, you're poisoned. You've got a friend in the dirt. Her cat meowing, nudging her, licking her, desperately looking to you in sort of like this animalistic confusion. Not sure why its owner isn't responding. It curls up by her
Like you're
side,
trying to guilt trip me.
lays next to her.
Debating if it wants to eat the owner.
Yes,
Starts
yeah.
digging my grave.
Just little by little. Okay, well, see, this is a massive freaking problem because the amount of actions it takes to pick you up with anything is the most painful thing in the world, and it flew away from me like a little asshole.
I do have healing potions.
Oh, I do as well, but
My problem is I'm so far away from everybody.
This one
I'll
is still
use
15
an
feet
action
in
to
the
pull
air.
one out
Okay.
and apply it.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Max
good.
healing.
Okay.
That's
I'll
pretty
take that.
good.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I wish you had. That's fine. I wish if you had health while you were down, you would not be dying anymore. But please continue. Where's wounded?
And
Alright,
I'll
one
take a
action.
step.
All right. Well, hey, as
Putting
a
it
fighter,
back
if
in
it
range of
tries,
me.
yeah, if it tries to get away from you, you'll have that reaction against it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this other Remobra.
Woohoo, only one. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dang, 12.
All right. This other Remobra is gonna do the same thing. Damn it! It didn't move far enough.
I thought you meant the poison thing. I'm like, again? Jesus Christ.
Nope. So Fang, you are no longer frightened. We can go ahead and remove that.
Sick.
But this one is going to make a screeching swoop where it swoops down upon Fen, screaming as it does. And so, actually, creatures are temporarily immune for 1 minute. So, I guess you guys would actually be immune in that case.
I mean, it can still do that if it wants to.
Yeah, it is an animal, right?
Yeah, I guess it would still try to do so. So, it's gonna soar down at you, screaming as it goes, and its companion over here will make his will save. He actually succeeds because this one is frightened.
Right, DC drops.
Yeah.
Alright,
Darn.
then this one is going to go for a bite on Fen. The snake-like head atop this almost avian body strikes out for a... Ooh, an exact hit. Is that including the frightened? I'm not sure that is. You know what? I don't...
I'm not. Oh, for Fen, he's not frightened.
No, but my my Remobra is.
Oh,
Which
It
means
might
I would
if you
only...
are-
What's that?
I think when you're fighting in Foundry, it will automatically include it on your attack.
it usually
Well,
automatically
It does
includes
not
it.
for this, because I have multiple of them on the field.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, it might be using it for the it might be using the generic token, and it's
Yep.
not counting that. Then
Got it,
Yeah, so that is actually only a 17, which means Fen narrowly dodges out of the way of this bite. The Remobra will then... Let's see... okay. It's going to swing its tail at Fen. And miss. And that is all three of his actions, meaning it is Claire's turn. And you know what? I should establish these guys are not on the ground. They are still flying, but they are like 5 feet up in the air. They're at eye level with you pretty much.
well, not me.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to reload.
Okay.
That I did fire last time. And then... second action, we'll just strike at the one that's attacking Fen.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because of the frightened, that is a hit.
Hold on, is it still frightened?
Oh, well, actually,
Oh, yeah.
even without the frightened, that's a hit.
Okay, making sure.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you hit by 1
And you hit for one.
Minimum
2.
damage. Go.
Good lord.
for singular expertise. All right.
Yep.
Blood has been drawn upon these creatures, making it clear that they can indeed be killed.
Yeah. Right. Then I guess for my last action, because I know I'm going to have to reload anyway, but what I'm actually going to do is, last action, I'm going to draw a healing potion.
Okay.
Because I am holding.
Yeah. All right, you want to go ahead and give me a roll there real quick?
There we go.
There's your...
Like I said, I'm going to need the healing potion.
What's your recovery check looking like? Ooh, yeah, you are.
Not good.
All right,
Not
Ben.
great.
Ben, you are the only one who has been completely unaffected by these creatures. It might be up to you to save the day.
I'm going to try and make a grab on the
okay.
one next to me.
Awesome. Go for it. We have
Uh,
athletics check against my fortitude DC.
as I
You
just
want
struggle to
call
find
that,
it.
The grab action.
Oh, that was almost a natural 20.
Ooh.
I saw it land on the natural 20 and then bounce back. That, unfortunately, will be a miss.
Oh well. In that case, I will just go for my Jaws attack from Animal Instinct.
Okay. Attack number 2, that is a miss. 1 action remaining.
Things are going swimmingly. I'm within range, so I'm going to try to do intimidating glare the
The other one.
Remobra by the others.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those tests, huh?
Well,
All right, dinner man.
All right. round
Edelyn
two.
wakes up prone on the ground. Her
I
cat
get my
familiar
first
curled
one.
up next to her, who meows at you.
First action, I'm gonna roll into the grave that hit Oak for me.
That's about 2 inches deep so far.
I'm really curious as to whether I should get up or not. Waste that action.
No, just chill here.
You know what? Fang is right there. If it moves for me, he's got my back.
Yeah.
First action, cast Bless. Because we are just not doing good right now.
I love the idea of just,
That'll
Second
help.
action. You know what? Second action, sustain. That's
Very
it.
nice. So you get everybody in it.
First part of what I was trying to do this whole test. has
Phase
been
1
accomplished.
complete.
Yes. Oh, and right. And then I'm
There's
just going to
half your remaining health.
die and not get to do it. Anyway, come on, recovery check. Wait, hello? Okay.
Nope. All right. This Remobra
hello
is
there.
going to make a Fang strike against Fang. Little Fang on Fang action.
Oh my.
And gets you with a 23.
All right, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'll do it.
these snake-like fangs sink into your flesh, dealing 12 points of
Jeez.
damage.
What is this?
It's one of
But
those
currently
sessions where I roll really well and you guys do not. It is then going to
Sir.
fly 5 feet, so that would trigger because I don't think you can step while flying.
I have no idea. But I will take the opportunity nonetheless.
You can't step using a speed other than your land speed
Damn it.
Page
You shouldn't have looked
418.
before I got to strike.
of the player core.
I was just about to say I had just read it.
Yeah, I just
It
read that.
doesn't know I have that reaction
Yeah, would
yet.
this
No.
be little monster?
Well, yeah, no, you get your reaction.
Oh, yeah, true. He's saying you get that.
Oh, I thought you said you can, so that you did.
No, I said you can't.
Oh, I heard can.
You
Okay.
can't
Oh, I
step.
heard.
CAN apostrophe T step using a
Okay.
speed other than your land speed.
Sick. Works for me.
Blade slashes out, goes snicker snack, and slices into the fleshly, skelly hide of this beast. Go ahead and give me some damage.
Let's go.
Ooh, some solid damage. So you took a hit, but you are returning it just the same. Alright, you cleave into the flesh of this creature. It sort of squawks, makes a strange sound as you hit it. But it is going to lash out at you with its tail. This long, sort of like serpentine tail lashes
This thing
out
has
like
reach. Gosh
with-
dang it.
like a whip. Psh. That was almost a natural 20. That is a miss though.
Phew.
Because the multiple attack penalty. Yeah, we might still have a decent fight here tonight. Ocean Boy, stick around, we'll see. Because it is Fang's turn.
All right. I'm going to do what Fang's meant for now.
Fighting.
So Fang is going to step in.
Injecting poison.
No.
That's what Fangs are usually for.
We're going to start with a good old snagging strike.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and strike out.
That's what I can do.
I don't like that. So
Missed
we're going
by
to spend the hero
2.
point that she does have.
Okay. Ooh,
Let's go. That's a lot better.
that's much better. Okay, go ahead and give me some damage. Another
Wow, that thing's
palpable
fun.
hit. It is bloodied already. 2 hits. And this thing, actually, I
Cool.
would call this thing mortal.
All right. It is now off guard due to snagging strike.
I will apply that effect as soon as I find it.
And then since it requires the press trait, I'm going to then follow it up with a combat grab.
Very cool. Okay. It gave me a
But
strike.
this thing is now off guard against my second strike.
Yep.
So hopefully it works. Nope. Oh!
Because of
Oh!
off guard. Exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yo,
It
The
is a
bless and
mix.
off guard both.
And the blast. And the
It's a
blast.
combo of
Let's
bless and off guard. making
Freaking
that a
go,
hit.
dude.
Oh,
That's
shit, so
awesome.
Not be afraid anymore.
Go ahead and give me some damage. Your cat is still afraid because she thought you were
Yes,
dying.
She was frightened too.
There's also that.
Well, it won't be grabbed for probably much longer.
Well, you know what? It actually survives that blow.
All right. Well, then I have it throttled by the neck in my hands.
Yeah, you got it.
it's just like you grabbed a turkey by the neck.
Yeah. That's got to be so satisfying.
Oh, it feels so nice.
All right, that was
Now-
all 3 actions.
This is gonna suck.
Yeah,
'Cause
you gotta survive the poison.
I'll survive, but we'll see for how much longer.
All right, 4 points
Ow.
of poison damage. Go ahead and give me your flat check.
Dang it.
Jesus Christ, we're just
Still
gonna
poisoned.
recover
Swear to
that.
God, persistent damage. Why?
You gotta kill him fast. Okay,
Hep.
this Remobra is going to do a Fang strike against Fen. So, gotcha. Just barely nips you for 8 points of damage.
Okay.
These fangs manage to pierce into your fur. Then it is going to flap, just a little bit away. And it is going to tail strike. See, do you guys... Yeah, I was going to say, you guys can't actually trigger its one weakness. So, feel free to kill these things whenever you guys can. I've explored the extent of their abilities. Alright, and its tail lands, so this long, like, serpentine tail cracks like a whip through the air and smacks across you for 5 points of damage.
All right. I'm still pretty healthy.
Alright, Claire.
Alright.
This thing still looks pretty healthy. This thing is at death's door, but still thrashing in Fang's grip.
Yep. Anyway, so I I had taken out a healing potion. I'm going to put my first action to use it.
Okay. Not bad.
Nice.
Yep. Second action, we're going to reload. And last action, I'm just going to fire on the one the thing had grabbed.
You got it.
Yep.
For 4 points of damage. And with a shot, if you'd like to describe your kill, you have finished off this Remobra.
Just kind of like aim like right at the thing's head. It's kind of like wiggling around, but thing got it grabbed like so tightly that it's like only wiggling in a small part, so she's able to just line up that shot and take off its head.
Yeah, no, Fang knows how
Nice.
to deal with snakes. She has it grabbed right behind the head. And so, despite its thrashing, despite the shaking of her arm, you managed to line up your shot. Helped a little bit by the fact that Edelyn is still prone. And nail it.
Yep.
His head just explodes and it goes limp in Fang's hand.
No longer poisoned. Let go.
Critical success
Yo.
on the poison. Perfect. Alright. That brings us to Fen.
All right. So, this actually technically is like a waste of movement, but it is more. It's basically going to do what I wanted to do anyways. So, I am going to step. And then I'm going to try an intimidating strike.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
Natural 20. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my.
This might be the end of my poor monster. Go ahead and... Oof. Oh my gosh. So, Claire earlier dealt 2 damage to it.
No.
What do you mean?
These
No.
creatures have 30 health.
No.
So, your crit is exactly enough to kill the thing before Dinnerman / Edelyn can get off the thing they were trying to do this encounter.
That I was hoping, like, okay, maybe it's gonna still have like 5 HP or so more. The frightened 2 will help Evelyn get
Yeah.
off whatever they need to.
You have scared it to death.
Evelyn dies.
Well, I have dinner.
Alright. Excellent. That was nice and neatly taken care of. So if you guys are up for it, Vorthus, you might have to go because you have another game starting shortly.
Yeah, I will go ahead and say they definitely felt like challenging at this level, but not like overly so. I think that's just mostly bad rolls on our part.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I'm
mainly
not gonna
just
hold that
the
against
difficulty of ranged enemies.
Yeah.
Flying enemies, rather.
Yes.
I'm sad I didn't get the quit off because gunslingers love their quits, but that's fine.
Yeah. Well,
So before you go, what I was trying to do, I was going to cast Runic Weapon. I was going to aid. I took cooperative nature, and then I was obviously had bless. I wanted to give you specifically for the gunslinger a item bonus to your attacks, a status bonus to your attacks, and a circumstance bonus to your attacks.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, and then it just didn't turn out.
It didn't quite happen,
That
unfortunately.
would have been
I
freaking
didn't
beautiful.
I didn't
It
play
did not work.
the witch.
It
So
did not work.
I'm not counting this. I want to play one of every class before I re-up, but I have not played her this time, so I'm going to play the witch again.
definitely,
And-
absolutely.
Make that work.
Now, if
And I
you
definitely-
guys want to check it out, I do have the Remobra available for viewing in the Monsters folder for all of you.
Mhm.
So I'll walk you through sort of like the design there and stuff. There we go. Wasn't sure what was going on with its AC.
Yeah, I removed all the different statuses on them.
Mhm.
Yep. So, just a quick rundown, quick look at the numbers here. Let me just get this set up. High acrobatics, because that is the stat tied to flying, or high dexterity, I mean, because that is a stat tied to flying. I actually forgot to write in their skills, because it's so easy for me to miss them on this sheet. These are scavengers. The Remobras are scavengers. They're often seen around the around Elder Dragons in Monster Hunter. They're sometimes seen as like a herald of them and stuff. But being scavengers, being sort of the vultures of their setting, they only use a moderate perception because they're not actively hunting. They're just keeping a lookout for predators and the like. Skills wise, which, like I said, I forgot to write down there. They have a high acrobatics, a moderate intimidation and stealth, and then a low athletics. Armor class for them is moderate, in part because they are flying creatures. I didn't want to make their defenses too strong, given, especially at this low level, considering how powerful flight is.
Mhm.
They have a high reflex, a moderate fortitude, because they are poison using creatures, and they eat carcasses, they eat the dead. They've got to be able to withstand poison and stuff like toxins and stuff like that, the rot. And then they have a low wisdom, or a low will. Hit points are coming in at a moderate value. I didn't notice any immunities, weaknesses. I think they have like a weakness to water, but that's like difficult to represent in
Very
Pathfinder.
I mean, technically there is a water trait, so
Yeah, it feels weird giving it
True.
though, like when there isn't a reason for it. I'd have to think of something.
could also just go with generic cold, since that's
Yeah,
how we typically represent it.
yeah, possibly.
I'm trying to remember.
It would be
and
rather
think about
difficult
it.
to
These things
fly.
are basically flying snakes, right? Snakes generally
Yeah,
are not active in
cold
cold.
could work well for them.
Yeah. Cold would
Otherwise,
probably work rather well.
otherwise it's like some very niche case spells or a kineticist.
They do have a weakness
That's about
that
it.
did not come up because they're like many small wing drakes or whatever they're called. They're kind of sensitive to sonic bombs and stuff like that. So the Remobras have a delicate inner ear. Whenever a Remobra takes sonic damage while flying, it must attempt an acrobatics check. If the effect had its own DC, this acrobatics check is made against that DC. Oh, I forgot to write down what actually happens.
I
Whoops.
was literally about to ask, like, what happens when it fails?
I
imagine
assumed
it would
I
fall,
assumed
right?
that it was going to be like fall prone.
Yep, on a
Yeah.
failure, the Remobra falls prone.
Yeah.
These things have a surprisingly fast walking speed, 15. That's surprisingly fast for what I assume these kind of creatures are like.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I
like
leaned a
those
little bit
spiders that can
into
move faster.
I leaned a little bit into the serpentine nature of them.
Yeah. I mean, they have legs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, so does a penguin. So does a puffin. That doesn't mean much.
Well, I mean, maybe I could see a tempo movie, like maybe.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad decision. It's fine. I'm
mean,
just like,
a
that's
standard
surprising that they're so fast.
a standard
Yeah.
eagle has a speed of 10 feet.
I think the land speed's fine.
The movement's fine.
Anyone who's playing
I was
is
just
not gonna-
making a
is
comment.
not
It's
gonna
fine.
I
have them
do
walk
think
around when they have 50
Like,
feet of
Probably
speed.
I would say like maybe 40 feet of fly speed at this level would be better.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
50 seems a
just
little high.
not to go right back to it, but the eagle, which is a level -1 creature, has 60 feet of fly speed.
Jesus.
Oh,
That's
well.
true.
I was gonna say I don't personally have a problem with the fly speed, and I think the normal speed probably makes a little more sense to be 15 instead of 10 because it has those melee strikes. It's going to be
hmm
a little more on the ground. It might have to chase something small, at least a little bit on the ground. So, like
Yeah.
at least a 15, I personally think makes a little bit of sense. But
Okay, yeah. I am of course just offering my opinion. Like that's
No, I
perfectly
appreciate it.
acceptable.
yeah, of course.
No, it is what what I do this for, to hear the differing opinions. Speaking
It
of
is a shame.
strikes,
It is a shame now thinking about the delicate inner ear thing, because I always like the idea of sonic damage in Pathfinder, but I can't really find a way to build around it.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, I would love to. This is obviously me picking at the gunslinger. I would love to be like, if I were to like fire off a firearm or someone like within 5 feet, it would also affect them because firearms are loud.
If you can hear a fucking firearm apparently in game like miles away,
I mean, I would honestly just like to see a gunslinger feat that's like, you can like fire next to their ear for like sonic damage and maybe a chance at deafen.
Jesus.
Yeah, honestly, I
That
would
would be
love
pretty
that
cool.
as a feat, or even just like a special like rune. Well, I guess you could add like a thundering rune onto a firearm.
Yep, very
I
easily.
could definitely see a class feat. Although,
But-
potential thing for your delicate inner ear, actually.
Go ahead.
Does falling prone, does that mean they start to actually fall? Like if they're flying?
Yeah, if they're flying, they would fall, and normally I think it says like they would get a reaction to arrest a fall or something like that.
hmm
But they would still lose a little bit of height.
I was going to say, because I know essentially if you were to do on a failure, the Remobra falls, and if you just do that, if they happen to hit the ground while falling, if you take damage, you land prone anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would help a little bit, because then it also would intentionally just say that they begin to fall, but I don't know. Just a thought that I had.
I think them falling prone should cover them like
Okay.
falling out of the air.
Yeah, it should.
I was gonna say I just didn't know if there was specific wording on falling prone while flying.
if
I'm
you
gonna hop
if
off.
you
So,
Yep. Have a good one.
if you
Thanks for helping us with
fall while
this.
flying,
Yep.
if
Take
you
care.
connect with the floor while falling, you're instantly considered prone unless you have an ability that allows you to pick up.
If you take damage when you land, but I meant like if you fall prone while flying, so like the idea of like the prone condition.
Or like, like
Ah.
the ranged trip with like bolos in air.
Yeah, like a range trip while flying on like a flight with like a flying creature. Yeah.
Let's see.
Because I imagine there's like rules as intended, and it would indeed be like they fall. But I don't know if rules is written, which I know a lot of people will absolutely live by.
Oh,
Yeah.
we've had discussions just last
Exactly,
session, last
so.
night.
Unless it's okay, so immediately what I'm seeing is something about how if it falls, if it's knocked prone while flying, it falls unless it can hover.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Okay. Yeah. Here it is. It's in the prone condition.
Oh,
If you would be knocked prone while you're climbing or flying, you fall. You can't be knocked prone when
oh,
swimming.
sick.
So yeah, like I said, I thought it was baked in.
I didn't remember that. Okay, cool. Well, then
Yeah,
ignore
I
me. I
didn't remember
apologize.
where exactly it was either. Anyway, more numbers. The fangs and the tail both have a plus 11 to hit, which is a high bonus. The fangs have the deadly trait because Remobra armor, which you can make in Monster Hunter, does have a little bit of crit skills in it.
Oh, fun.
I did actually was like, don't they have crit exploit a vulnerability or so? That's a nice touch. I appreciate that.
Yep. And then the tail is just has reached 10 feet. So the fangs deal, let me see here. The fangs deal moderate damage and the tail deals low. I'm wondering if maybe I should make the tail a little bit higher. I think it's fine being low just because it lets it stay out of reach, which is valuable.
I think so.
Yeah, I am in an admitted agreement because the ability to fly in, back from a distance, and then fly out.
Yeah. So as for its actual abilities, we have Screeching Swoop, which I have changed on the sheet to all non-Remobra creatures within 30 feet of the Remobra during this movement must attempt a high DC will save. It's a pretty standard effect, movement and fear. And then the other thing it has is its toxic glob, because they will just spit up poison at hunters. And they always do it like when you're trying to do something else during a hunt.
Mm-hmm.
They're awful little bastards.
Oh, I didn't notice the can't use it for D4 rounds. That's good.
Yep, yeah, no, I was not going to. I wanted to keep it on a low cooldown, but I did not want it to be something that it could spam from the air. Especially at this low level, I wouldn't. Having learned PF2E a little bit better, I'm very, I want to say, I guess, reluctant, or very aware of building a flying creature with ranged capabilities that don't require any resources,
Mm-hmm.
because they can just kite players forever.
Yeah.
And
Here's
they would
something I
have no
noticed.
reason not to.
What's the range on Toxic Glob?
Oh, I didn't put a range on that. This is why we do these.
Oh, good catch.
What do you
What
guys
is the range? Yes.
30 feet?
Infinite. I think 30s.
Yeah, 30 is good.
Creatures in a
Honestly-
5-foot burst within 30 feet.
Honestly, like you could get away with a 30 feet. I would even say like 20 feet at a low end, but just because of their fly speed. But at the same time, 30 is fine.
And then both of these use high DC. Now, this proved pretty dangerous. Any adjustments need to be made to damage here? Do you guys think? I do want to point out that, like, because of the fact that I was using the persistent poison damage, I actually used unlimited use area damage for the initial damage of it. So I went for a lower damage value, but is that maybe still too much because of the persistent on a failure?
I thought it was fine because if you have
As a guy that
someone
succeeded
that
on a
can,
save?
yeah, but
yeah, exactly.
but if like the idea of this is especially dangerous if A, everyone is grouped together, which we were unlucky to do so.
Yeah.
B, if everyone fails, and C, does not have means to try and cure said poison.
Mm-hmm.
Like at low level, it can be rough, but at the same time,
Yeah, I will
like,
say the fact that Edelin went down seemed to be mostly due to bad luck.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, there was
roll.
definitely a crit that hit the witch with less HP than most other characters, anyways. So
the only other way I would like see being able to balance that is instead of having it be a D6, make it like a flat number, like a low flat number. But at that point, it's not as dangerous.
I could see dropping the persistent to like a D4, a 1D4, which isn't a big change, but it's something.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is like some persistent things with creatures at this level where it's just a flat 2 or 3 bleed damage or poison damage, which at that point it just kind of feels like it's negligible. So like,
yeah.
I mean, the casters will usually say otherwise. It doesn't feel very negligible to them, but
rip to them. I'm built diff.
it didn't show. I can see a D4 or a flat number as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I could also see it staying at the same value, and mostly because it was a moderate encounter, and that's the thing I'm trying to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't supposed to be easy, it was supposed to be moderate.
My biggest argument for why you would maybe have it down to a D4 or a flat number is that Remora typically, as shown in the image, are pack creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So like
they can do it multiple times.
Like 2 to 3, 4 of them using the poison glob on a group.
But even with that,
with no inherent immunity, so there's just raising the potential chance of failing at least one of them.
Yeah, but it's not like your persistent poison damage is going to go up in that case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but in the case of we're all grouped up together, and I passed the first one, Glob 2, I passed the second one, Glob 3. Am I going to pass the third? Maybe. Maybe not.
All right. Well, Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it at D6 for now, unless I hear something that convinces me otherwise. But any other thoughts, feelings, or suggestions on the Remobra?
What was the level, quote unquote, of the unlimited damage?
Level 2 unlimited use area damage is 2d6.
Okay, never mind.
Did you actually add that 30-foot range on Toxic? Because he didn't repost it, so just double
Yeah, I
checking.
have it on the actual sheet.
Awesome.
Yes. Let's
Let's see.
Can't
minute.
honestly think of anything too much.
Do you want to actually also? Let me read this.
Mhm.
Nah, that's fine. I was
Okay.
gonna ask if you wanted to actually give it a weakness to Sonic, but if it's anywhere in the air, if it falls, it's probably going to take falling damage. So
Do a
that's
bit of
probably
damage. Yeah.
My only other suggestion would be maybe if it is against a trait that has the auditory condition, but not all auditory things would be loud enough to cause damage. So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a fair point.
Demoralize has the auditory trait.
demoralize.
Yeah.
So
I don't want it to get knocked out of the air because the barbarian scared
because
it.
Yeah,
I
just-
distracting performanced it.
just look at it. Just look at it. Hey.
Yeah, just shout at it loud and drops.
I mean, if a barbarian shouts loud enough, it might be enough.
Barbaric Yop from Darkest Dungeon, whatever it's called. But all right, I think that covers it then.
Mhm.
Thank you everybody who came out to watch this live on Twitch, or who are watching it in the future on YouTube. We should be back next week for another new monster to test out. But until then, stay safe, be good, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.